Hello, gorgeous women of Facebook Live. Welcome to day 111 of 365 days. I guess I'm going to say that every time. Sometimes I wonder, should I say the day? But I feel like it's important for me. It like helps. Like, wow, 111 days. How cool. That is 111. So welcome. If you're here, say hello. If you're watching the replay, say hello. My name is Jessica Lozano, and I'm a women's relationship and feminine embodiment mentor, and I help women have extraordinary love lives. So I wanted to share with you today a passage in the Sophia Code, as that's what I'm going to be doing on the weekends. Something from a book, something that inspires me to share with you. I think this is kind of where I'm going, so that I can use a little less brain power of myself and less of my creative juices, more of responding to something. And I've been working lately, especially with, I guess, the 8-8 portal. A lot of it has been like womb creation. This has been something that's been in my field that I'm so intrigued in. I'm so diving head deep in. And the codes of creation, I know 7 has to do with it in numerology. I'm not sure about all the details. I'm not sure what it is, but that's what I know. So in this book, the Sophia Code, which I highly recommend that you read, it's by Kaya Ross. She also has a YouTube channel, which has amazing like transmissions, and she's just an amazing woman. Like, she came here definitely for a mission on earth to help awaken all humanity into their sovereignty. So this book, actually, the way that I found this book was through an Akashic record reading in 2020 when I was very much in the depth of my things. Was it 2020 or 2021? It was 2021, I believe. Maybe 2020. I'm not sure. But it was one of those two where I was really deep into like discovery, because I hit this rock bottom moment. And in the Akashic record, she's like, you need to get this book called like the Sophia Code or something like that. I was like, okay. I'm like, have you ever read it? She's like, no, I never heard of it. I was like, okay. So I looked up on Amazon and looked up like Sophia or Code, like what I think it was Sophia Code. And this came up. I was like, okay, I'll get it. We'll see what's up. And lo and behold, it's a whole entire book that has like 8 transmissions. And I was like, oh my God, this is really good. Anyways, I've gone through this book like first time all the way through. The second time I would go and like just wait to be aligned with a certain part of it. And then I would, whatever was calling me to whatever specific chapter in the code to redo the activations. So anyways, right now, because I'm in this creation place, the chapter 13, which is key code 777, which is about the dragons, has really been calling to me, because these are, from what I understand, the creations. Like, there's a lot that's being created through dragons. So anyways, I wanted to share this code in here with you of what this says, because this is so important when it comes to all the things that you so deeply desire. So it says here, you are genetically inclined to create as we create. Let me start actually from here, because I know I put a little insert, but I'm going to start from here. The visions within you matter. Responding to the calling of your soul matters. How alive you feel matters. Your species and planet were birthed from the heart womb of a Sophia dragon. Therefore, you are genetically inclined to create as we create. As such, nothing will truly satisfy your soul other than your full embodiment as a sovereign birther of new realities. You may not always enjoy the emotions that are calling you to align with this truth, but these uncomfortable feelings are meant to remind you of how important you really are. Ah, so amazing. Let me see if there's anything else I want to read out here. As your dragon mothers, we returned. Okay, no, so let me just like this insert here, especially what I talked about yesterday in day 110 about going down deep into the underworld as you are creating your life, manifesting, which is really your creations. Manifestation is creations. Manifestation is your creations being physical in the reality, 3D world reality. When we are on this path of creating, right? Co-creating with God, co-creating with high levels of consciousness, right? You're always creating. Every single moment in your life, you are creating. You're either creating with consciousness, high with awakened consciousness, or with shadow consciousness, with your pain body, with lower vibrational energies. It's always happening all the time. So when we are in this place and we're awakening to our true desires, like we are harnessing the desires that have been planted in our wombs and in our hearts, and we're going forward into this place. There will be times where your shadows start to come up, like the deepest, darkest places start to come up. The feelings of I'm not worthy, the feelings of I will never have this, the feelings of how much more work do I need to do in order for me to manifest this, in order for me to finally fucking have this, right? A lot of anger, a lot comes up, a lot can come up, especially once you're getting towards those last pieces that are very heavy and very dense, and they feel the most uncomfortable. They feel the most uncomfortable. But these are important. These are important because these are what's calling you to realign, to continue, not even realign, to continue to align to your desires. And part of that alignment is going through these dark spots that need to be integrated into wholeness. Wholeness. They are meant to remind you of how important you really are. They are meant to remind you of how important you really are. How do I make sense of that? I feel like if we weren't pushing our edges, if we weren't expanding our edges, then there wouldn't be anything in contrast, anything in the polar opposite to tell us like to stop. Because I think these are to remind you of how important you really are. That's a really interesting statement. I'm trying to make sense of it, but I'm not sure if I quite understand. I know the importance of going deep into your deepest, darkest places because you find a deeper level of love within yourself and a deeper level of courage and power from that as well. Maybe it is part of what it's coming through to me is that whenever we are expanding, there's going to be equal and opposite forces trying to keep us contracted. Is the best way that I can explain it. Even our own ego, even our own darkness wants to keep us contracted. But if we continue to expand and we continue to follow our hearts and continue to follow the light and continue to be brave and courageous and love ourselves through every single part, even these thoughts, even these things that and these emotions that are coming up. Like, if we weren't that important, if we weren't that special, then nobody would care, right? The darkness wouldn't care. Like the shadow wouldn't care. I don't like really darkness because there's an importance in the dark, going into the dark. So I think that's how I make sense of it, right? Because if you think about it, even in your life, when you're expanding, there's going to be some people where it triggers the shit out of them and they don't like that expansion and they kind of want to keep you, they want to pull you back from their own low levels of their own triggers and what they believe. So when you are expanding, unconsciously, subconsciously, they don't want that because it actually activates, it triggers them and where they're playing small and where they're not being brave enough to actually go for that and to expand into that. So if you weren't important, nobody would care. Nobody would care. but you care. Your soul cares. Even your own shadow cares. That's the best way I can align for that. So I just wanted you to take that in, to feel that, to understand that the emotions that are always difficult are meant to be there. They are serving you for a purpose. They are serving you to show you where you're holding back from the light, where you're holding back from love, deep unconditional love, where you're holding back on worthiness, right? It's just showing you the places that need to be loved and the places that you can lean into, because that's the next level of your growth. As odd as it seems, it really is. And that's the journey of life. That's the journey of evolution. Cracking past all these different layers of ourselves that are wanting to keep us small. Cracking past that, breaking our own mental slavery. Our own mental slavery, and moving into what we are fully capable of. All right, that's it for today. I hope you have a beautiful day. I have a little bit of a busy day. Yeah. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.